Hey guys, welcome back to Big Lou TV. Right then, the dust has settled over the Eurovision season, hasn't it, for 2025? And I think it's also good to do a video when all the emotions have settled down and you've had time to get your thoughts together and everything. So I thought I'm going to do then a quick video on my top five, I would say, surprises from the result. I'm going to do five from the televote and five from jury. Although I do have to immediately say I'm actually going to do six here from the televote because there was just one extra. I thought, oh, I can't not mention them. So we'll go straight in then, shall we? Okay, so I'll start at number five for public. I think quite one of the big surprises. Got to say, people, Malta. Malta. Now, it was such a fan favourite, wasn't it, going into the Eurovision? And, you know, it was a really fun song. Mimiane, it was annoying though, wasn't it? I think it was a shame she had to change her title of her song. And maybe there was a bit of censorship too on the broadcast, so people couldn't hear the crowd chanting the proper words. But weirdly enough, I guess it's a slightly surprised they got more points from jury. I'm just really baffled me the amount low points it got, considering the running order and the performance. Although I guess we might expect it from Malta because Destiny didn't do as well as expected. And I think Destiny's song a few years ago was better than this song, so maybe it wasn't as a surprise. But yeah, I feel very sad for Malta there. But I'm also going to put here France. Guess it could have been in the mentions, but I'm going to put them here. France, eh? So, going into Eurovision when they were like third favourites, people, and it was a really good staging, wasn't it? With the sound, and they really made it much more of a spectacle. I personally wasn't a massive fan of the song itself, but I did feel the staging really elevated it, and with such a high jury score, quite surprising how low it actually got. So, because they were saying they would be the highest of the big five, I actually won a bet though, because I bet on Italy to be the top country of the big five. I was proved right on that because it got sort of similar scores. Jury and public both really liked it. I thought a bit of dark horse that. So yeah, that's my number five. I'm gonna have to put both there. Okay then. So my number four. I have put now because such a high telephone score. Now I thought it would do well, and I love the song. If you go back and watch my reactions, you will see that it was very one of my favourites of this year, and it's in my top 10. But I'm going to put down Israel. Israel. They got 357 points, which won the televote. Now that does surprise me actually. I thought it would do well, and I loved it. I did love it. So I was expecting definitely top 10 in the televote, maybe pushing up to top 5, 4. But the fact it got that many points, wow! And it was so low in the running order. And another thing I've mentioned is if you look at the semi-final results, we have got I think they got about 200 points, Israel, in the semi-final. So I guess if you're going then translate that to final, you probably expect double those points if it's the same sort of countries voting. And also, I want to, if anyone knows, they were put in fourth place in the running order. Now, when was the last time a semi-final winner, especially in the last few years, was given such a low starting position in the final? Now, personally, I think there's a few dodgy things going on there, almost like the organisers didn't want them to win. So that's quite surprising. And if anyone knows that, I've not done all the research on the running order now. Although, of course, things have changed over the years, whether they used to draw numbers, and sometimes if they're not given first half or second half, they know there's less options, that you can change things. But I do think that was quite surprising. But well done, Israel. and getting such a fantastic result. And like I say, great singing. Staging was good. It focused on the song, and well done. But it was still a surprise how well it did. Okay, my number 3. I'm going to say Latvia here, actually. Maybe I'm showing my ignorance here, though, a little bit. It was such a high score, wasn't it? So, but we've got, though, I'm writing here that they did well overall. 42 points, though, they got here in the televote in the final. And they got 130, I believe, in the semi-final. So that's quite a drop-off. But, of course, you've got extra countries in the final, so that can happen a little bit. But the fact the jury did so well with it, you might see that coming up in jury, actually. Although this video is going quite long, so I'll probably do this in 2 parts. So, yeah, Latvia. But obviously, people did enjoy it, and I must just be in the minority here. Then I could appreciate the art of Latvia's song, and it was different. So, guess then, if you like more serene songs, a bit more relaxed feel, and maybe angelic, they had a bit of spiritual, religious feel to it, I felt, then that could explain it. But the fact that it got quite a lot in the semi-final and not really many points in the final surprised me a little bit in that sense. But I just didn't really understand the song. But that's just me. You can tell us your thoughts below. Okay, let's go then to my number 2 then for Televote surprises. I have to go Estonia. Wow. 356 points, which was only beaten by Israel. So can you imagine if it was just a televote only Eurovision, how nail-biting that would have got to? And I bet there would have been a lot of people saying recount, all this stuff. Now I put Estonia, Tommy Cash, in my top 10. I think I may have done it around 7th, or so. It was around the middle. Could be wrong now what my placing and put it. But I did really enjoy it. I thought I'd keep going back to it. It's one of the most entertaining songs of the year. And I guess the casual Eurovision viewers, because all my casual friends who don't follow it as much as me over the year were like, oh, I love Estonia's song, So it obviously catches people's, it's quite novelty. And those sort of songs can get really high televote score. So I did expect it to do well. Definitely top 10 televote. But the fact it was second, see, that surprises me. And that's why I have to put it as my surprise. So there might be some songs in here you think, oh, really? Or that song barely got any points. But maybe I just wasn't surprised by that. That's why it's not on my list. But he did amazingly well to do that, didn't he? And well done, Estonia. So because you've not had maybe a result as good as that for many years. So hopefully that keeps interest high up in the country. Okay then, so my number 1. What was my biggest surprise then from the televote? Going into this Eurovision, I didn't rate this song high at all, and I just didn't get it. And maybe it's because when I mentioned in a minute, it's this country who's sending it, and I thought, well, we probably don't need to take it as seriously this year. Although maybe then by consequence, actually then we did well. Sometimes maybe when you're not trying to win, you can get a surprisingly good result. Although in this case, not on the televote. But I must say, well done to Switzerland. Unfortunately, though, not well done because of this televote score. 0 points, people. I mean, she had an amazing position in the running order. Wasn't it filmed so well? And like I say, going into the Eurovision, I wasn't thinking about this song, wasn't talking about it. It was bottom in my the big 5 and the hosts in my ratings. But after Eurovision, it's right up there. She just sang it so wonderfully. Which amazes me. It got 0 points on the televote. Obviously, maybe a delicate song like this doesn't do well with televote. But other songs have, like Portugal that won, Voila, but from France, Barbara Pravi, wasn't it, a few years ago, did really well, and it scored of a down key ballad. And Israel had a ballad, won the televote. So it's not the genre, surely. Yes, it's more laid back though, not as powerful. Is it the country that sent it? Well, sometimes host countries don't get votes because the people think, oh, well, they've just won, so they don't need votes, and they're happy. But then you got the discrepancy. But I'm not ready to discuss the jury yet. But 0 televote points. That is incredible. Where, I mean, no wonder some countries think, wow, what have we got to do here? So, oh, my camera's for a isn't it? But there you go. So these are my top 5 surprises, I would say, then, from the Eurovision televote. This video's gone on quite long, hasn't it? So what I'll do is I'll see you in part 2, and I'll discuss my top 5 jury point surprises. And yeah, you'll have to let me know what you think, people. Right, I'll see you for part 2. Bye.